If you don't know about these two monsters, they're the ones that are going to wall you when you enter Monster Hunter 4U's G rank. They took 9 carts of me, but through preparation, I destroyed them. Well, maybe not destroyed. Welcome back, classy crew, to another step forward in my journey to slay all the Fatalises in Monster Hunter 4U. I am happy to say I have just broken through the first stage and I am now in G2. So to my understanding, there's G1, G2, G3, and then apparently you unlock some other element of G rank, which is bronze, silver, gold, and only once do you get to gold do I unlock the ability to take on a Fatalis. There are 3, as far as I know, left for me to slay. So the biggest priority right now for me in G rank is getting prepared. And this is something I am very well known for in my style of playing Monster Hunter, is I just don't prepare unless the game forces me to. So when it gets too hard, that's where I go, okay, I need more stuff. I need more skill. I need more defense. And you see this through my journals. I'm always constantly progressing as fast as I can. I hit a wall and then I come back and I go, okay, wait a minute. What do I got to do to overcome this wall? And I've come across this wall now through the Tiger Stripe Zamtrios and the title Najurala. They said, you cannot pass until you get some better equipment. And I was like, okay, but are you sure? Oh! I was like, maybe if I stay next to the wall, you won't see me. The last time on the journal, I was saying I needed to grind my first G rank armor, and I had decided to do the Tetsukabra armor, much to the dismay of my chat, which was like, don't do it, it's a waste of time. And I'm so stubborn and in hindsight stupid, I didn't listen and I went for it. And you know what? The Tetsukabra armor gives you the skills of defense, health, and speed sharpening. And when I was starting the game, I think it was in village rank, that's the armor set I went for, and it was very cozy. It gave me a lot of defense. What I didn't realize is in G rank, these skills don't matter. Your defense up that you're going to get on a Tetsukabra armor is a flat rate. And so when you already have 500 defense, which is roughly where I'm at, getting a little bit more defense from this skill accounts for somewhere between 0 to 5% increase in defense, which is, it does not make a big difference when these monsters are hitting you as hard as they do. Another thing, the health bonus, I think, is pretty much, it doesn't count because when you eat, you get full health from what I understand. So these skills were useless. So halfway through making my Tetsukabra armor, I decided the Berserk Tetsukabra armor would be better, as per chat's suggestion. It comes with earplugs, which is great because now I don't get interrupted with their stupid roars. It has guard up, which is great because I'm using my shield more, so I can actually block more attacks. It has Bombardier, which I don't think that's relevant. And then I ended up using all the slots to slot in a bunch of artillery so that my impact file, when I drop my charge blade on them, does more damage. So that was a much better build. The reason I didn't do it at first too was I was just trying to get an increased defense. So I was like, any G rank armor will do. Let's go Tetsukabra. And I was actually very hesitant to try on a new monster like a Berserker Tetsukabra until I had new armor. Then I was like, let's just see how I do. And it turns out Berserker Tetsukabra is not that bad. He's basically the same thing. He's a little faster, and he now has blast abilities. So instead of just having rocks, he has rocks that explode. So you gotta be a little bit more on your toes, but for the most part, he's still a similar fight to Tetsukabra, which I like. So I got to farm him in multiplayer, did my armor set. Another thing I realized I needed to adjust was my Palico armor, which had been grossly ignored for pretty much the whole game. And so I went back and I looked at all of the available armor. I did a little bit more fishing on Sunsnag Isle, and I got the Sonic DLC armor, which seems to have the biggest armor of all of them. And Calico, I put a weird head on him, and he's at like... The trade-off is the Sonic armor is so annoying because Classy is constantly hopping. They put the little Sonic jump sound every time a Palico hops, and that's how they walk. Like, they don't just, they hop around when they're running after you. So all I hear through most of my hunts is burr, burr. Well, that's not the sound. Hopefully the editor puts in the right Sonic jump sound. With my Berserker Tetsukabra armor, the rest of G rank up until Tiger Stripe Zamtros and Title Najurala were fairly challenging, but like no walls. So there was Ketchawacha, which he was a little bit faster, got to kill him. Then there was the Ash Ketchum, aka Ash Ketchawacha, which is the same thing, a little bit more aggressive, but now it does fireballs instead of water balls. The purple Gypsyros, I actually accidentally did the quest in multiplayer, and I was so busy mining or catching bugs, I didn't actually see that fight. So I don't have much to say about purple Gypsyros, but it died because of other people. Took out the Emerald Congalala pretty effortlessly. And then the crabs. My goodness, these crabs gave me a lot of grief. So there was the Daimyo Hermitor, I think it's called. I think so. Carded me twice before I finally killed it, so it was a pretty even fight. And then right after, there was the Plum Daimyo Hermitor, I think that's how you say it. That also carded me twice, but I did end up killing it. And the only difference I could see with the Plum Hermitor, beside it being purple, is that it jumps more and it also pins you. So it kept trying to give me a haircut, grabbing me and going like, and then just tossing me aside. So again, the game is telling me, hey buddy, bring some poo with you. But I'm so stubborn, aka stupid, that I still have yet to put dung bombs in my item rotation. So I keep getting pinned. I keep getting caught in between fights with two things. I'm getting there. I will be adding it to my inventory soon. So after all this, I came into the Tiger Stripe Zamtrios, and everyone was like, oh, this is where you're going to get challenged. I was like, it's Zamtrios with a bit of variations. How bad can it be? Oh, that's frustrating. The biggest problem with him was he hits hard, so I could only survive about 2 hits, and he is bouncing ever. He's always in his balloon form, so he's able to close the gap with you very fast. He jumps and then he rolls, and that roll just crushes my health. And then when he deflates fast, and then he can charge you in his bulked up state. Like, when I describe it, it doesn't sound that hard, but it's clearly was quite hard. So I took a break from him, and I was like, okay, well, what else can I do? Another key quest was the Tidal Najarala, which is a new variant or subspecies of a Najarala. This one has a very cool gimmick. So it spits out its spike, but it doesn't try to hit you with the spikes like its base form. This one puts the spikes in the ground, and then it shoots a water ball, and the water ball bounces around the spikes like a pinball, and it pretty much seeks you. So you dodge the water ball. You're like, what's the point of that? And it goes like bing, 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 and then it hits you. And you're like, oh! And another thing is, it's much better, I find, at coiling itself around you. So I got stuck inside the Najarala twice, which instantly carded me because it was doing more damage. Not as much damage as the Tiger Stripe Zamtrios, but enough damage to cause me problems. So with all this said, this all happened on one stream. Tiger Stripe and Tidal happened on one stream. I had now failed 3 quests in a row. I don't think I've ever really done that outside of the really hard fights in Iceborne. So I was like, okay, I get it. I need to prepare. I need to level up again as a hunter. So let's go. Spear grind, bring on the multiplayer, only to find out my 3DS, for whatever reason, has decided you're on your own, buddy. It would not connect to the internet. I don't know if this is a sign of the servers are starting to shut down around where I am or what, because if you haven't seen the video, in April, Nintendo or Capcom or both have announced that they're shutting down all of the 3DS servers. So I'm just like, oh man, what's happening? And I tried resetting my router. I reset my 3DS. I did a firmware update, so everything's updated on the 3DS, and it just won't connect to the internet. It keeps failing. So I was like, shoot guys, what do we do? And they're like, well, you're gonna have to grind spheres on your own the hard way. So the only way I can level up my armor at this point is getting heavy armor spheres, and there's only one quest available to me that gives that to me. So I have to go into the Purple Gypsyros quest. I have to eat so that I have to eat for a certain skill that lets me spawn Feline Explorer. So I spawn in the rare mineral deposit. There I can usually get 1 ore, and then I go down anywhere that there's a blue mining spot. I try to get a heavy out of that, but they give me these other ones, the hard armor spheres, which are not the ones I want. So pretty much on every run, I would get 1 to 2 spheres, which each sphere at this point increases my defense by 4. I have about 500 defense. So I grinded this for about an hour. So I was able to increase my defense by roughly 10%, which is, hey, that's a pretty respectable number. I could have kept going, but I was running out of stream time. I was like, you know what? So I went into this fight refreshed and prepped. I had 10% more defense. I put some armor skin on me. No cart. Killed him. Took me 30 minutes. It was a hard fight. But I beat him, which really shows the point and the importance of preparing. which you all know, but now, I'm just repeating it. I'm validating it. So with that done, I had to go to Title Najarala. Honestly, with all of these like optimizations, Title Najarala fell. I also got to practice the fight more, so I knew more what was happening. And then I had a few other key quests left to open G2, so Nursilla. By the way, newfound appreciation for the Nursilla fight. I really love that fight. I love when she like strings her like webbing and just slings across the map, and I just found my positioning great. I was like dropping AEDs and SADs on her. I really had fun with the Nursilla fight, so love Nursilla. Then I had to do a Red Kezu and Rathian fight, which funny enough, Rathian carded me, and I failed that quest, which carded me like 3 times. I was really expecting Red Kezu. So that was just an annoying quest, because I'm like, this quest should not be that hard, and it's annoying because there's a Red Kezu, and Red Kezu and Kezu in general is annoying. What had happened is I had gone rusty in the last month of not playing 4U while I was doing the 12 days of AJ, and so I wasn't dropping AEDs and SADs as fluid as I was before, so I had to remember, oh yeah, you gotta drop these things. That's where all the good damage is at. So I did that, unlocked the Urgent, which was the Sregios, and this thing was coming at me hard. Like, of course it's hard, it's G rank, but my G rank Sregios, I just remember, like, even in high rank and low rank, like this thing was just always very fast, aggressive, and hard. My strategy is always you stay near the legs, you steer near him, and so just doing that was like, and my 3DS camera seemed to like, the nub seems to not being as responsive as it used to, so I don't know if that's an indication of hardware decay, but man, it was a hard fight. Got 2 carts. I was down to the point where I got it to limp all the way to its nest. It slept. I woke it up with an AED, and at one point, I'm a gambling guy, so I just at one point when I'm putting it all in this SAD, he was flying, we were in the corner, I was getting damaged, my cats were scrambling everywhere. I'm like, here goes, let's just do it. I go boom, and luckily that's all that needed, and victory music played. I was just like, woof, adrenaline hit right there. So the gates to G2 are open. These last fights have really highlighted how much I need to upgrade my charge blade, because my charge blade is still using high rank. The high rank one, I haven't really been able to craft a new weapon or upgrade my weapons. So now that I have the Sregios and G rank available to me, I can upgrade my current charge blade, and the jump in numbers, like the attack number, is a value of 200, which is almost like, I think, 30% boost in attack value. So I'm like, that should help me finish my fights 1/3 of the time faster, like almost 10 minutes faster, because right now they're taking 30 minutes. So the next priority, before I do anything else, I need to grind out an upgrade to my weapon. I need to output more damage. And then I also need to continue to build up my defense, because G2 is probably going to hit just as hard. But really, the biggest crutch right now is I need to do more damage. So I got to increase the weapons. And that's the next grind. I got to get through G2. I'm targeting the key quest so I can get to G3. I heard G2 has a notorious quest called, I think, Fire Drill or something, that a lot of people are whispering is like ridiculously hard. So I'm not looking forward to seeing that, but looking forward to putting this pledge behind me. Like, it's all like gas at this point. Let's just go. Let's find these Fatalises and let's get it done. So I hope I see you on the next journal. And until next time, keep it classy.